welcome to the vlog. Today's vlog is going to be part 2 of the blog that I posted on Tuesday. So this is going to be Kristen and her now husband talking about their dating experience and being married. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button in the video or at the end of the video so that you can be part of my journey as a mom with cerebral palsy. And hope you guys like this, and we'll talk to you later. Okay, so now we've bullied Scott into participating. How did the relationship start, I guess, like after that?
So his brother's wife, Cammie, is my good friend.
Oh,
so
fun.
We've known each other for
17 years.
It was
prior.
17 years prior to that. And I would come do some family activities with them, like me and my ex-husband and our kids. And we would just go hang out because Cammie and Brad would always ask us to come hang out because we hung out.
So your best friend is your sister-in-law?
Yep.
Yeah.
How fun. I wish that would...
Now my sister-in-law, or now my best friend is my sister-in-law.
Right. Okay. So you knew each other for a while and then you just...
So we both went through divorces, and then kind of fast forward, we went to dinner. It was not the best impression, first impression for me.
I didn't hear that.
He didn't hear that until after we got married. I read in my journal entry, but we just started kind of just talking on Facebook because Cammie was like, hey, do you think you and Scott could be friends on Facebook, and then you guys can bounce divorce stories off each other? And we was like, yeah, sure. So we started talking through Facebook, and then we started playing Words with Friends, and then the kids were always teasing us that we were flirting. Mm-hmm. And we were like, we're not flirting, we're just talking. And then just started talking, and then he told him we needed his strong muscles to come lift water softener salt and cans of Diet Coke for me. And so we took him to Walmart, and he was in the middle of cleaning his apartment, but we kidnapped him anyways. And so then we brought him to our house, and at the time my furnace had quit working. And so Cammie's like, perfect, Scott can now look at your furnace. You and the kids have been sleeping in your room with a space heater. And so Scott figured out how to get my furnace to work and taught me how to kind of jerry rig it until I could afford to get someone to come out and look at it. They always ask me, is Scott coming over for dinner tonight? I'm like, I don't know, you can call and ask him. So I would always make the kids call him and ask him if he was coming to hang out with us that night, because I figured it'd be better for him to hang out with all of us than just in his apartment by himself.
Right.
And so then when he has 2 boys from his previous marriage, and so when his boys were with him, they would come, and all the kids, we had 6 kids between the 2 of us. It was just a total zoo, chaos.
Okay, so it started out as friends, and then got romantic, and then you dated and got married.
Yeah, so my divorce was final in January, first part of January. His was final in 6 months before that. Okay. So then we started dating. In end of February, we officially started. He asked me out on our first date.
Well, I just finally said, you know what? Why don't I just ask you? Why don't we just go on an official date? Because
we've been hanging out.
Her kids had been asking me for dinner, and I was just this is kind of weird. So I just said, let's just go. Let's see what. I just might as well throw it out there and just say, let's see what a normal date feels like.
Official date. Did you like her at that time?
There was some, I think there was some liking there. With us going on our first date, it wasn't awkward, because I think partly because we had known each other for so long, it wasn't that awkward.
So tell me about your thoughts about the disability. Did that come up? Were you concerned?
I have a friend that's had cerebral palsy, and as I've looked back on my life, I've known a lot of people with cerebral palsy and with disabilities. So I think I was more prepared than maybe some of them. But you know, I wouldn't be normal if I didn't say I didn't think about it. But I think with a lot of prayer, I was just said, you know what, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. We had decided we were gonna get married, and I dated for what? It was like.
So we started dating the end of
February.
We went and looked at. We had an experience, the two of us.
She's, oh yeah, we need to talk, and I'm like, what?
So then we both are like, we're supposed to get married, and he's like, yeah. We went and looked for rings, and then when we decided to tell everyone when the ring came in.
Yeah, my mom was kind of leery because she thought, like I said, we were going too fast. So I kind of had to calm their fears a little bit. And I had an experience where I was actually pulled aside and said, hey, do you know with the disability that she has that this may affect you? And the person that told me that, I just said, you know, I don't care, you know. And I think it's partly because of the prayer and because of the way that I felt, and I knew that it wasn't a birth, it wasn't contagious, and they said, well, she's gonna get worse and she's gonna do this, and I'm like, you don't know enough about it you're sitting here telling me not to do this, but you don't understand it. And I'd already talked to her about some of the things, so I kind of knew more of what was going on. I knew that it was not contagious, and it was something that she's had all her whole life.
And you can't pass it down.
And you can't pass it down. And I just flat out told her, you know what, you're not going to tell me what I'm going to do. And I just said, you know what, you can either be with me or you can be against me. I don't care. And they were actually, they saw us together after we got married, and they came up to us and they said, we see what you saw.
Are there things that you feel like you're missing out on because she's disabled versus being married to somebody that wasn't?
No, she doesn't really put any limitations on herself, which I think is a good attribute of her parents. One thing I have learned is I can't tell her what to do.
Or you can't tell her what not to do.
Or what not to do.
Well, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Or you can't do that because she'll prove me wrong.
I think when I first got my first, like, the doctor wanted me to get a walker to assist in, like, walking long distances, and I think that did affect. You admitted that.
I admitted that it was
weird,
kind of weird to actually see her to actually have a walker, but you know, it's just a matter of realizing that, you know what, if you really love somebody, you just deal with it. Everybody's on board.
They were on board after.
They were on board. The thing is like I said, we knew each other 17 years prior,
Right.
so it was kind of, they knew who she was.
Anything that you would want to say to, like, guys that maybe are like, don't want to date somebody who might be a little bit different?
If your gut tells you to do it, do it.
I like it.
Don't freaking question it, just do it.
Keep an open mind.
Okay.
Because she's amazing.
Look for the inner beauty.
What advice would you give either, moms that are disabled or maybe even parents that have disabled children? What would be some advice that you would give to them about being a mom and stuff?
I think if my best advice would be is just keep positive. If you're gonna have that moment of the pity party, give yourself a 15 or 20 minute pity party first thing in the morning. But you know what? Turn it with positive. You know, the more positivity you have in your life, I think you can overcome whatever. Choose to have a great life. You know, we all have our ups and downs. no one's life is minus any, those downers. And so I think that if we give ourselves that 15-20 minute pity party, and then the rest of our day is just turned towards the positive vibes that we can get, if that be, doing something that you do within your religion. For us, it's reading our scriptures, or reading, Ensign articles, or just, if you have a podcast that you like to listen to, just anything that can build you up, soak it in, because I think that helps us women if we are feeling secluded. Don't set limits on yourself. You can do, if you have a dream and you want to do it,
Go after it.
go after it.
Yeah.
Because the only person that is like holding you back is yourself.